All right, welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be covering, KSI's new announcement. He's finally getting back into the ring, 31st of August in Dublin, Ireland, in a 2v1 matchup, going in Slim and Anthony Taylor. At first, when I heard this announcement, I was a little confused on why they kind of did this and went this route. But the more I kind of sat back and, took more time to realize whether of how I feel about this fight, I actually do like the fight personally. Depending on the rule set, this fight could really favor in terms of KSI's credibility, or it could really backfire on him. And well, I'm gonna explain it on why this could either go well or really shit. To kind of first start off on everything, I think to make or break this match is based off the rules of the match. I feel like one of the issues with tag team matches in general, as we've seen in the past, is there are 4 3-minute rounds, and to kind of see both fighters on a team go and fight, we might not see them fight as much into the ring as we kind of should. In this fight specifically, Slim and AT are in a team, and if they do the normal set of 4 3-minute rounds, we're not gonna either see too much of Slim or AT, or we're gonna see too much of one fighter and not the other. And I feel like I feel like I found a resolution to this problem, and there are two solutions to go fix it in a way. My first and go-to one, I would say, is to increase the rounds. How I see tag team matches, in Misfits, is 4 3-minute rounds, and personally, I think they should go 6 3-minute rounds, just because there are two fighters at the end of the day that are on one team. Sure, they are going against KSI, but I feel like in this aspect of how it really helps his credibility, right? He's going 6 rounds and he has to deal with two people with two different styles, and it's not a short fight at the end of the day. 6 rounds is still a very big quantity of the amount of rounds compared to the amount we see on the Misfits tag team. And I feel like if we see 4 rounds and let's say there's no stoppage or whatever, I think this could really, it can kind of backlash KSI in a way from the general public. And with this 6 rounds, 3 minutes, it gives more of an opportunity, not just for KSI in this fight to potentially get a knockout, or, let's say go unanimous 6 rounds if he really wants to, but this gives more of an opportunity to Slim and AT to kind of showcase their skills, and potentially if they want to, try and knock out KSI, they can definitely do that, with the rounds increased. The second solution to this would be increasing the time in each round. So if you want to keep 4 rounds in this 2v1 matchup, increase the time within each round. If you want to go, say, four, just a hypothetical I'm throwing out there. If you want to go 4 4-minute round, or 4 rounds, 4 minutes, 4 rounds, 5 minutes, I don't know. I think that might be a little bit too much, but if they want to go through that route, you most certainly can. I think whatever. I feel like Misfits should try to at least change the amount of rounds and time within that, just so we could see more of a fight, from each fighter, to see how have they done in this training camp to lead to the big test, which is them fighting KSI, and vice versa with KSI dealing with two people at the same time. So I feel like the first problem is the rounds and time within tag team boxing. So I think that kind of settles that. And the second thing to go along is the rules. Well, the time and the rounds is part of the rules, but what I mean more of that is, I think the other complaint might be, oh, there's too many tag-ins. Why is this guy tagging in like 5 times a round? That takes a lot of time off, for each round. And I think the solution to this, to make it even better, is that let's say the last 30 seconds of each round, you cannot tag out. Instead of, let's say it's 10 seconds left of the fight and this guy just runs over and tags, their tag team partner, right? That takes another 4 seconds of them getting into the ring, and then the round is over. Nothing really happens towards the end of the round. I feel like to, kind of not get into that issue, you make it a rule where you cannot tag out within the 30 seconds. I think that, spectacle wise, people would enjoy that more. And it's sort of the end of the round, and that's where it kind of gets intense in boxing matches sometimes towards the end of the round. So I feel like that would be a good way to kind of include into this tag team 2v1 matchup going against KSI. I feel like these two things could very well be incorporated, especially since they are the main event of this card. And so I feel like those are two problems that could really help this fight a lot better. The second part of this video I want to talk about is the credibility of KSI's opponents. Where does Slim and AT rank compared to his, last 5 fights that he's been on Misfits? I think that was 4 fights. Never mind, five. His last 4 fights that he's been on Misfits. If we want to go break it down real quick, I think Tommy Fury has been his most credible fight that he's gone against. There's a lot of question heading into the fight whether he think he'd pull it off or not, and that's totally fair. Tommy Fury did beat Jake Paul. See if KSI did or didn't, and that was the question heading into that fight. His 3 other opponents, though, there wasn't really that much, of a question whether if KSI will lose against them or not. I think he was favored against Joe Fournier, against Temper, against Swarms and Pineda. And this fight I feel like, is a lot more of a challenge and a lot more, not a lot more, it's more difficult than compared to going against Joe Fournier, going against Pineda and Swarms 2 fights in one night, and Temper, who, to be fair, was a late replacement notice. The reason why I think that, Anthony Taylor and Slim is more dangerous compared to those in this fight, think about it like this. Those two fighters at one point throughout the fight will be resting. If AT is fighting, Slim is resting. If Slim is fighting, AT is resting when they tag each other in. JJ cannot rest throughout this fight. They'll be, let's say, if they will be resting, that means they're also obviously, catching, they're also resting to get more energy, right? And JJ doesn't get that opportunity and has to deal with someone coming fresh when they tag themselves in. So he has to deal with that, throughout the however many rounds that they want to do it for, while JJ only gets time to rest when he will be, going through rounds. If it's end of first round heading into the second, that's the time where he'll have to rest and get his energy back, right? So I think cardio will be a very big play within this fight for KSI compared to AT and Slim. And just dealing with two people throughout a fight would be, is a little bit different, especially since Slim and AT are two different fighters. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he deals with that on the day of the fight. And yeah, I think, overall, this, fight announcement, how I like this fight, whether this fight is good or not, I'd say this is above average, of a fight announcement where, it's interesting at the end of the day. I think people are actually tuned in. I've seen somewhere they could see a world where Slim and AT can win going against KSI. And that's what I kind of want. I know they said that they want to get a warm-up fight within KSI's video where they're trying to look for a warm-up fight. And instead they got AT versus Slim into this, and I think that's a good option. Even if they were considering this a warm-up fight, to me personally, I think it is a little bit of a challenge. And that's all I kind of want within KSI or Jake Paul when they fight, is to at least face some sort of challenge when they do get into that ring. And I think Slim and AT, in conclusion, will be a challenge together going against KSI. KSI going against Slim or AT individually, right, is a lot easier, for him to go against than going against AT and Slim together. My personal opinion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And by the way, if you guys have not hit it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're currently at 849. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, man. All right, just please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.